In Paris, at the historic Palais Rose, the city's famous Pink Palace, the representatives of the big powers arrive for a momentous meeting in the history of international affairs. Britain's Ernest Bevin, the only minister who has attended all conferences since Potsdam, meets his colleagues on the council, graying Robert Schumann, French foreign minister, and the representative of Soviet Russia, who initiated this meeting, bespectacled Andrei Vyshinsky, the Kremlin successor to Molotov. In the words of America's Dean Acheson, this conference may well prove to be a decisive turning point. The background to these talks can be found in Berlin, where on the Autobahn, the Russians reimpose a miniature blockade barely a week after the reopening of the highway. Transport Chief Sir Robert Inglis visits the scene to see for himself the results of this latest act of obstructionism. He sees fresh food rotting as its ice packing melts. One supply route to the city is temporarily plugged, another stops altogether, as the strike of the West Sector railway workers paralyzes traffic on the Russian-controlled Berlin rail system. Demanding payment in West marks instead of quarter-value Soviet marks, they battle with communist Berliners resisting the strike, as well as the Soviet-dominated police called in to free the stations. Later, news comes that British police are gradually restoring order, but still the city is torn between itself as German fights German. While Berlin is caught up in ideological friction, New York gives a hero's welcome to General Lucius Clay, whose determination to remain in the German capital helped the West to win the Battle of Berlin. On the following day, Congress honors the retiring commander. The general says,
"It is impossible to forget, and it is difficult to forgive. We all remember that Germany started the aggressive war which has brought the world to the conditions which we have seen during the past 4 years. One has only to revisit Buchenwald and Dachau to remember the extreme cruelty of the Nazi regime. A people who have been subject to such a regime cannot be restored to democracy overnight, nor by oppression. They can be led back to democracy, and today they need the helping hand of the freedom-loving, democratic people of the world."
In Paris, the German problem looms heavily over the Big Four. If political skirmishing does not overshadow the true purpose of the conference, which is to arrive at political and economic unity for Germany, new hope for Europe may be born. But if the lesson of post-war international strife has yet to be learned, the nations will again be faced with a continuation of the uneasy peace.